You'd been with the League of Villains for months now, recruited, or rather cornered, by Twice and conquered into working under Shigaraki. You weren't a fighter, not like the others. Your quirk wasn't flashy or destructive, and most days you just tried to keep your head down, doing menial tasks and gathering intel when asked. But Dabi had noticed you from the moment you stumbled into that hideout. His blue flame eyes lingered a little bit too long, watching a little bit too closely. You never could tell if he was studying you, sizing you up, or something else entirely. Tonight, those same eyes met you across the dim-lit hallway, flickering with something more than fire dancing beneath the skin. "You're leaving," he said, with a low, almost growl. You paused, clutching a small bag that you had packed hastily. You always were the observant type. "You're not stupid. You know they'll come after you," he said again. "I'm not like them," he said quietly. "I never was. I stayed too long because I thought maybe I could fix them." He chuckled. It was dry and bitter. "You don't fix monsters, Wan." He swallowed hard and stepped closer, the faint smell of scorched leather and ash lingering on his jacket. "I'm not going to stop you," he said after a beat. "But I'm coming with you." "What?" He blinked. You can't be serious." "Dead serious. I'm done playing soldier for Shigaraki. You're the only thing in this damn place that makes sense." His jaw clenched. "I've been watching them tear you down bit by bit. You deserve out, and He trailed off, looking away. "I can't watch you die in this place." The silence between you crackled like grass underfoot. "You're risking everything." "So are you," he shot back. You studied him, his stitched skin and his cold exterior hiding something warm and erect. He nodded slowly. "Then let's go." The escape wasn't smooth. You moved through the ruined back hallways of the bar like ghosts, keeping low voices echo from the main lounge. Compress was laughing and Spinner was ranting about video games. You passed Shigaraki's quarters with your heart in your throat, every fiber in you just screaming at you to run. Dabi moved like a shadow, blue fire flickering at his fingertips, ready to burn your pursuers to cinders if they came too close. "You have a car?" you whispered, once you were out back, into the cold night air. "Stashed it 3 blocks down." "Stay close," he responded. You jogged beside him, heart thudding like a drum. Adrenaline was burning hot in your veins. The city streets were mostly deserted, bathed in neon and crime. Sirens moaned everywhere in the distance, but the real danger was behind you. Not until you slid into the passenger seat of a old black muscle car that you finally exhaled. Dabi started the engine, gaze darting at you in the rearview mirror. "No tails yet?" "Yet," you echoed, fingers trembling slightly. He drove in silence for a while, taking in the side streets and the alleys like a man who'd memorized every way out. You stared at him, profile lit by the occasional streetlight. Sharp jaw, messy black hair, staples catching the light like a cool jewelry. "Why did you really come with me?" you asked quietly. He didn't answer at first. Then, after a few minutes, he spoke. "Because you're not like them. Because I don't want to be like them anymore." The words hit you like stone in the chest. "You're not a bad person, Dabi," he snorted. "I've killed people, burned them to ash and didn't even blink. But you saved me." He looked at you for a second. That doesn't make me a good person. Just makes me less awful. He reached out without thinking. He placed a hand over his on the gear shift. His fingers were rough and scarred, but he didn't pull away. You don't have to be a monster forever, he said. He glanced at you for a second, expression unreadable. You're the first person who's ever said that like they believe it. You ended up in a rundown motel hours outside of the city, surrounded by trees and pine and all that stuff. The heater barely worked, and it was dusty, and the bed creaked ominously, but it was far away from the lake, and safe for now. You leaned against the windowsill, staring out into the darkness. Dabi stood behind you, arms crossed, silent. You think they'll find us? You asked. Eventually, he shrugged. But I've got contacts, places we can disappear to. We? You asked. Not leaving you alone now, he said. You really think I'd let you run off and get yourself caught by some league lapdog? Please. You turned to face him. I don't get it. Why me? Because you remind me of who I used to be, he said softly. Before the fire, before all the pain. He stepped closer, so close you could see the emotion flickering behind his usual apathy. Regret, fear, and longing. You made me want something better, he murmured. Your throat tightened. Then let's find it. Together. He lifted a hand, fingers brushing your cheek, like he thought you would vanish. Are you sure about this? He asked. You sure about me? You nodded. I'm sure. Dabi kissed you like he was afraid he'd never get another chance to, like you were something fragile and fleeting and the world built to burn. His lips were warm, seared with memory and desperation, and you pulled back. His eyes were blazing in the best way. You're not going to regret this, he said. I already don't. You were curled up beside him that night on the creaky bed, his jacket draped over your shoulders like he owned you, his hand resting against yours like a silent promise. The world outside was cold and uncertain, and dangerous, but Dabi, with your future, was burning somewhere beyond the horizon. You finally felt free. And maybe he did too. Finally.